Welcome to the Richard Lloyd USA YouTube channel. I'm Richard Lloyd. Today I'm making a video on how to connect a USB printer to a router. In particular, it's going to be a Linksys EA8300. But this applies to most modern Linksys routers with USB ports on them. They use the same process. Now, this is an update video, as I've done this video before, but Linksys has changed the procedure for installing the drivers, and they've basically taken the drivers off their web page and now are embedding them inside the firmware, or the link inside the firmware. So I'm going to show you how to do it in this video as an update to the last video that I did. And this was prompted by a viewer who put a comment in the comment section, right? And made me aware that they're no longer supporting the USB function, but they actually are. They just moved it off their website into the router. So I'm going to show you how to install this. So before you install anything on the router, for the router or for USB on the router, you need to have the printer locally installed. What do I mean by that? Well, you have to have a USB-A cable plugged into your computer and the USB-B printer or according cable onto your printer. So your printer has to be physically connected with a USB cable between the computer and the printer, and you've installed all the drivers on your computer and they're all working and the printer's printing and scanning and doing whatever it does, right? It has to be locally working on the PC. Now, you're going to put this on the network, which means now you can share it out to more than just one computer. But every computer that's going to print to this printer needs to have this printer locally connected first. So you take the printer or the computer to the printer, you hook it up again with the USB cable, and then you install all the drivers and printers and software, printer software into that computer, and it can print and scan and do everything it's supposed to do. And then you go to the next computer. So if you have 3 or 4 or 5 computers, you have to do it, physically connect that printer and install that software into every single one and make sure that it's working on every single one. Once you do that, then you can connect it to the router, and then all those computers can actually connect to that printer and print on that printer remotely on the network. So any network, and you can do that through Wi-Fi as well as through Ethernet. If you're connected to the router, either way, it will work. It's pretty cool, actually. So make sure that you do that. The other thing you need to make sure of, well, here's how we're connected on the EA8300. On the back, there's a USB 3 port. That's what we're going to use. We're going to use a physical cable and connect it to the router, and then that cable to the printer. On top of that, my printer is a multifunctional printer, which are very common, and it has 3 connections on the back of it here, as you can see: USB, Ethernet, and a telephone jack. The unfortunate part of that is the USB-B cable can plug into the phone port, it can plug into the Ethernet port, and of course into the correct port, which is the USB port. So make sure you're plugging it into the right port, because plugging this cable or this connector into the wrong port when the printer is on could fry something. So be very, very careful. Make sure you're putting it into the correct port, and that is a USB port. Now that we've got that set up and you've got your printer running, no problem, and you can, I'll show you mine running here. I'll just go to the device manager. So right click the Windows button there and go to the device manager, and under printers, you'll see that I have an HP LaserJet Pro MFP M426F, and the rest is irrelevant, right? It's installed, it's working, no problem, right? Yours should be the same, whatever printer you're using. It doesn't have to be an HP. And it's got to be installed locally on the computer that you're installing the software to do this with. First, that has to be done. At this point, we're going to go get the software, and it's just so strange how they did this. But anyway, open up a browser window. In here, put in 192.168. Well, I guess it depends on where your router is, but the default IP address for Linksys routers is 192.168.1.1. But the way you can figure that out, if you don't know it, or if that's not what the default is anymore, right-click your network icon down here, network and internet settings, click on that. Then go, in my case, Ethernet. If you're on Wi-Fi, go to Wi-Fi. And then scroll down until you see the IPv4 default gateway. That is where your router is. It's okay. So in my case, it's 192.168.1.1. So I'm just going to copy that and close this out. We don't need that anymore. paste it in here, enter it. There's my router. So I'm going to log into it. You log into it with your password. There we go. All right, we're in. Now, at this point, and you know, like I said, what a strange way to install a driver for a printer. But you can see all these settings, but where it's going to be is network map. And does that make any sense to you? Not really, right? So let's go to network map. And in here, add a device. Click on that. Choose a USB printer. Now, there's two drivers. You can do this on a Mac as well, but I don't have a Mac. So I'm just showing you that there is a Mac driver right here. Just if you have a Mac, click on that and follow install the software and follow the directions. But here, I got a PC. So I'll click on here and it will download. There we go. I create a new folder in my downloads directory. That's where I'm putting it. So Linksys, and I'm just going to say printer. There we go. Oops. Go into that folder. It's a zip file, so we have to extract it. Just save it there. Save it wherever you wish. Just remember where you saved it. Go back to the downloads. There we go. And under Linksys printer, there's setup zip. So double click the folder and you can extract all of it. Just, let's go back. You can right click it and choose extract all. So we'll go with that and hit extract. There we go. You don't really have to. There's two sets of drivers. There's old drivers and new drivers. Then it'll open up a folder. And the one you want is the version 2.20, this one here, which is 2.2. And it's the Windows 7, 8, and 10. And now I'm on Windows 11, but it works. So just double click that folder and then choose the Setup exe. Double click on that. Say yes to the question and click next. And I forgot to mention one thing before I hit start here. If you have virus software, you want to turn that stuff off or disable it. So I have Avast here. I'm going to right click it and choose manage shields and disable it until restart. Basically what I'm doing is I'm telling Avast, don't run right now because it could automatically stop this process and it would be a real pain. So if you have virus software or antivirus software or a firewall or whatever, turn that all off, right? And then click to start. This does require network access, and by default, these apps, block network access, but they don't really tell you that they've done it. I learned this the hard way, by the way, with many, many apps. I forgot to tell you to do that, but I did it in time. So here, when using this application, it needs to be added to the exceptions list, the Windows firewall, another firewall, right? And do you want to add this application to the exceptions list? And the answer to that is, of course, yes. Here we're going to click on Finish. We go here we've installed the app, and what we're going to do is go and open it up. So let's go here to More. And we're going to search for it, USB. There it is. So open it. Now this is key right here. You see how it's running down here and it's USB Control Center. It's got the shield. Click on that and say yes to that. At this point it's running. It's ready to go. What we're going to do is disconnect your printer, the USB cable from your PC, which I've done. I can't show you because it's not long enough. And then plug the USB connector into the back of the router. And there you go. This app comes up and says, would you like, a new printer is available. Would you like to auto-connect the printer? And of course, you're going to say yes. Note, if the printer driver has not already been installed, we'll prompt you to install shortly. That's why you want to do that before this, because this doesn't really work very well from here. So in other words, you locally already installed the drivers. They're already inside your computer. So hit yes. And there you go. Now it's going to install it. So I just click on, though this looks like it's still working. It's kind of cryptic. Here, hit OK. Sharing enabled multifunctional device. available. Double click to use. Okay. There. So every computer on your network that's going to connect to this printer on the router has to have this app running, and they have to turn it on and tell it to connect, right? It's like a virtual cable to your router. You need to plug that cable in. The way you do this by starting this app and then telling the program connect to that printer. Once you do that, you should be able to do everything you would normally do with the cable plugged into the back of your computer. Let's go to printers. Should be in here. Printers and scanners. And there's my HP. You don't have to click on Find Drivers. It's already on. App is installed. So I'm going to click on that. And I'm just going to print a test page. And you can hear it running. There it is. Okay. There's my test page. So that's good. And you may have noticed there that it has a scanning capability. So let's go back. Let's just open up here. And you can minimize that out of the way. It doesn't need to stay up. There we go. All right, so HP Scan is my scanning software. There we go. And we're going to scan something. Let's save it as a PDF. I'm going to scan the sheet here. I'll put it in the tray. There we go. Save as PDF. And hit scan. And you can hear my printer queuing up and doing what it's supposed to do. And there's the scan, right? So there it is, scanned up. You can change the contrast, all the normal things that we normally be able to do with your print, like I said, as if it was physically connected. But now it's connected through Ethernet on the back of your router. And then again, if I hit save, it will save it. So let's do that. Local folder or network. So I'm just going to hit save, see where it goes. All right, downloads, Linksys printer, put it there. And that's it. There it is. So if I open that up, I don't know, I guess we'll go with Edge. Why not? And you can see my test page. All right? Perfect. Works like it should. So that's it. We've got it installed. It's working. If we go to the router, show you what's going on there. Okay, and I'm going to close this off. There we go. Let's see. I don't even know. This is my first time checking to see if it's on the network map. No, it doesn't show it here, but it should be. Yeah, it doesn't. It's unfortunate, but I figured it would show it here, but it does not. Printer, let's see. No, it should be showing the printer. Don't know why, but it is working, right? So let's do this, do a refresh. No, maybe I have to reboot the router. Doesn't matter. Bottom line is the printer is connected, it works, and that's how you install it. That's it for my video. If you like this video and it helped you out in some way, do me a huge favor. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a like on the bottom down here, on the bottom of the video. That helps my channel. It helps my videos to grow on YouTube, and also helps other people to find this video or this content if they're looking for it, because YouTube will rank it higher and then show it to them. So you're not only helping out me and my channel, you're helping other people to get the solution as well. So please do that. Also, in the video comments section below the video, which this video was prompted by, put whatever you want to say to me, questions, video suggestions, anything you want to say to me, put it in the comment section below. And, I review them daily and respond to them daily. So like I said, anything you want to say, put it down there. I appreciate it. I love your feedback. Obviously, it's helping me make content that people want to see. So if you have a question, suggestion, put it there. Appreciate that. Video description, there'll be YouTube chapters in there, and that'll help you go through the video quicker. If you need to go to a certain section over again, go to the video description, go to the chapters, and it will summarize what you need to know, or what you need to know about the video and where it is. Also there'll be affiliate links. They help out my channel. They help me create more content and stay on this journey with you on YouTube. Those are products that I've used in other videos or this video, and they're at Amazon or eBay usually. Getting those products helps me out. I get a little bit of that sale, and it doesn't cost you any more than just going directly to Amazon or eBay to buy it. So do me a favor, click those links. I really, really appreciate that. If you like my content and want to see more of my stuff, subscribe to my channel. And as a part of the process of that, click the bell icon. Then you'll be notified every time I put up a new video, and then you can watch it at your own leisure. Once again, and like always, take care of yourself, be good to yourself and everybody else, and we'll see you in the next video.